Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the April edition of the Massachusetts Federal Funds Partnership. My name is Quentin Palfrey. I'm the Director of Federal Funds and Infrastructure. As we're getting started here, just a little bit of housekeeping. This meeting's being recorded, so please keep yourself on mute. We will have a question and answer session at the end of the presentations, but you can put any questions in the chat as we go along, and we'll answer the questions during the Q&A. We also, on an ongoing basis, respond to questions that come into Fed Funds Infra at mass.gov at all times. So feel free to reach out to us through that means as well. So we've got a great meeting for you today, and I just want to walk through the agenda a little bit. I'll give a few updates from some of the things that we've been doing here in the Healey-Driscoll Administration, and then we will highlight a few of the open federal funding opportunities that we're tracking. And then we'll have a brief presentation from MassDOT on the Safe Streets and Roads for All program. We previewed this a little bit during the last meeting, but it hadn't yet opened. So we're excited to have Derek Cravath here to go through the NOFO and answer any questions on that. And then we will have a presentation from our colleague Shelley O'Toole, the hazard mitigation supervisor at the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, talking about the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities program. And then, as I mentioned, we will do a question and answer session. We'll answer all the questions that come up now. And then if you have any afterwards, or if your colleagues have any, or if you're seeing this on YouTube and you want to reach out to us, please let us know at fedfundsinfra@mass.gov. All right, so moving on to the next slide, just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the program that we've recently launched here to support members of the Massachusetts Federal Funds Partnership. We have two technical assistance programs that were made possible by the federal funds bill that the legislature passed a couple of years ago. One of them is the TARPA program, which runs through the regional planning agencies, and the other is the municipal and tribal technical assistance program that we call MTTA. So we're excited that this month we made another 1.1 million in awards in connection with the MTTA program. This program goes to support planning, feasibility studies, grant writing, implementation personnel, a number of the really important work of getting infrastructure projects off the ground for like local communities. So we awarded 1.1 million in new awards this month, and they went out to 25 communities across Massachusetts. Of those awards, 16 were made to either a rural community or a gateway city. This round of awards included a lot of support for hazard mitigation planning, as well as some support for some housing related work and transportation. You can see on the slide some of the awards that we made this month. This is the second round of grants that we have issued in connection with the MTTA program. And in total, we've now awarded over $2 million in funding to 36 projects across the state. This program is still open. And we are continuing to accept applications. There's still money in the program, and we would love to hear from you about the projects that you're working on, and see what we can do to support you on the technical assistance side. As we've mentioned in previous meetings, we also have some new artificial intelligence tools to help decrease some of the burdens associated with pursuing these grant applications. Moving to the next slide. We're continuing to track the impact of the changes that have happened at the federal level, and you can see on an ongoing basis the impact that we have been monitoring. So far, we've had about $3.7 billion in funds cut from Massachusetts. This incorporates some of the impact of the actions that Congress has taken, as well as actions of the executive branch, but does not yet reflect some of the further reductions that we expect to be happening through changes to the Medicaid program, the SNAP program, reductions in subsidies to health insurance, and it also doesn't reflect impacts that we know are felt across the Commonwealth, but that don't directly impact the state budget, but rather show up in the books of cities, towns, and tribes, or of other stakeholders and partners. We're obviously not in a position to gap fill all of the harm that are being experienced that's being experienced across Massachusetts, but we do try to help folks navigate this situation. So there are ways of connecting with us through the mass.gov/Fed Impact website, and then of course you're welcome to reach out to us directly, and we can point you to state programs and other resources that we're aware of. Moving to the next slide. We are here to support you. There are lots of ways to be in touch with us. We keep our website updated on an ongoing basis. The Federal Funds and Information, the Federal Funds and Infrastructure Office website has information about these meetings. We put clips of these meetings up there. We keep an updated grant list. There are other resources there, so feel free to visit us on the website. We're pretty active on social media, particularly on LinkedIn. We'd love it if you'd connect with us there. And as I've mentioned, we are very responsive to emails that come in to fedfundsinfo@mass.gov. So feel free to reach out to us there. Moving to the next slide. So I think at this point, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Mallory, who can walk through some of the open federal funding opportunities.
Thanks, Quentin. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be here and hope everybody is enjoying the chilly but beautiful spring day. So I'm going to run through a few of the open federal grants that are currently available. So to start, we have the Safe Streets and Roads for All opportunity through USDOT and the BRIC program through FEMA. We're about to hear about both of those programs in detail from our expert colleagues, Derek Cravat and Shelley O'Toole at MassDOT and MEMA. So I'm going to leave it to them to cover the details on those programs. But next we have the electric or low emitting ferry pilot program. So this USDOT program supports capital projects to purchase electric or low emitting ferry vessels and related infrastructure. Eligible applicants include state and local governments, federally recognized tribes, and others. There's no maximum award listed, and the deadline to apply is May 11th, 2026. Next, we have the Passenger Ferry Grant Program, which funds capital projects to support passenger ferry systems, specifically in urbanized areas. Eligible applicants include state and local governments, along with federally recognized tribes as well. And there's also no maximum award listed, and the deadline to apply is May 11th. We can go to the next slide. So next we have the Partners for Fish and Wildlife program. So this is under the Fish and Wildlife Service organization, and it helps private landowners restore and protect habitats for fish and wildlife, primarily through cooperative agreements. The program offers both technical assistance and financial support for these kinds of projects, and applicants seeking assistance through this program do need to connect with a local program office before applying. Eligible applicants include local governments, private higher education institutions, and tribes, as well as some other applicants. And the maximum award is $750,000, and the deadline to apply is September 30th. Next, we have the Rural Law Enforcement Violent Crime Reduction Initiative. So this is through the Bureau of Justice Assistance under the Department of Justice, and it supports local law enforcement in rural jurisdictions to prevent, respond to, and reduce violent crime. The deadline to apply is May 27th. The maximum award is $400,000, and eligible applicants are limited to units of local government. And we have the De-escalation and Crisis Response Training Program. This is also a Bureau of Justice Assistance grant. So this program supports local, state, and tribal law enforcement agencies in developing, implementing, or expanding de-escalation and crisis response training programs that improve law enforcement responses to individuals in crisis or who have behavioral health conditions. And the program also supports correctional facilities, probation and parole departments, and sheriff's departments with the same kinds of efforts. Eligible applicants include state and local governments, tribes, higher education, and others. And the deadline to apply is May 27th. The maximum award is $700,000. And last, we have innovative approaches to literacy. So this supports programs that help promote the development and improvement of literacy skills for children through 12th grade, specifically in high needs schools and local education agencies. So a couple of examples of eligible activities for this grant include enhancing library programs, early literacy services, and providing high quality books to students. Eligible applicants include nonprofits, excluding higher education institutions, tribes, and independent school districts. There is no maximum award listed, and the deadline to apply is June 9th. And with that, I will pass it back to Quentin.